Hello everyone, for another video I'm doing today. I'm going to talk about 300. And in my opinion, that movie was a cult classic for a lot of reasons. And I'll go into the storyline of why that film was good and to me and many of you who've seen it. If you haven't seen it, I recommend to go see it. It's very done in a creative way, and the backstory for this is really interesting, and because of the comic as well, done by Frank Miller. But before I go into the film itself, first I want to say thank you for the people who are supporting this channel, who is inspiring me to do this. And hopefully these videos help out people who are struggling and want to forget about the crazy world that we live in and turn your brains off and see a good movie after seeing these reviews. Also, please hit the notification bell down below. So you can see videos once they drop first, once you're notified. Please hit the like button, comment down below, share, all the good stuff. And now, my friends and ladies, let's get to the movie itself. 300. This movie goes into the background of the Spartan and Persians perspective. 300 Rise of an Empire goes into the perspective of the Athenians and the Persians. So there are two different sides to this conflict. The film of how it starts is where it explains the history of Sparta and how the little boys get turned into men. They train, get sent out into the wilderness to prove their worth, and once they come back, they are never questioned about their manhood ever again. In this case, King Leonidas. He was skilled and strong-headed to lead Sparta into the way it was. A strong nation, and try to protect its people no matter what threat came through. And now, the threat I keep mentioning is Persia. The Persians. Led by Xerxes, and kind of goes into the background of how he laid down this path. The second film goes into more detail about it, but that's a whole other thing. If you want me to review that film, I will gladly do it. But let's focus on the first film. So, this film was made in early 2000s, roughly. And it's not for kids, so that's a big plus for people who want to see it with kids. They can't see it until they're older. And once the Persian messenger, with his goons in the background, enters Sparta and send a message to him, which is earth, I think water and earth, threatens his wife, the queen, and threatens to enslave every single man. Just enslave the children, elderly, and the children. And the men are dead men. So in response, King Leonidas puts him in his place and simply just kills him. And after that, he goes, sees an oracle to go to war with Xerxes. But he couldn't because of the Carnier. For that process to go down, had to climb a mountain, do these ugly trolls that worship the old gods, and then had to get the okay from the oracle. And the oracle case where these gremlins take one Spartan girl and make her into an oracle. And the only thing about that is her beauty is a curse. And once the oracle explained, no, you can't go to war, Leonidas had the idea to take 300 men with him for backup and take the Persians head on to make sure Sparta, Athens, and its Greek cities and the states weren't attacked. And I almost forgot, there was a traitor in the midst in Sparta. And he got what he deserved at the end of the day in the film. I'm not going to mention the traitor or who he is, because I'm not going to go note by note to explain things in this review. This won't be right for the people who haven't seen it. If you have seen it, you know who the traitor is. So once the 300 Spartans plus the king goes north to the Hot Gates, on their way there, they see carnage and death, and a little boy walks up to him and dies in his arms. And on the tree in that village were all the villagers. And what caused it were the immortals. And they were seemed impossible to kill. And once they reached the Hot Gate, the Spartans, which were the Greeks, in case people don't know, then they basically killed every single person that came their way in every single division, and Xerxes was pissed. So after all the slaughter of Xerxes' men, the king, Leonidas, and Xerxes met in person, talked, and frankly didn't end well, and tried to persuade him to not let this freedom continue. Once he rejected the Mad King's offer, Xerxes frankly had enough and sent his toughest men to deal with Leonidas and the 300. Once that failed, it was not good for Leonidas, because he was betrayed by a Greek that was deformed. And the crazy thing is, in the background of this, it was mentioned in the beginning of the film, is where if you're deformed, you were tossed over a cliff. That's really that simple. They checked everything top to bottom. If you were deformed one way, you were just tossed. So basically, after he rejected and couldn't fight, and Leonidas explained why he couldn't join the fight, they told him he could give the men water and clean up the dead bodies and everything. He was pissed and went to Xerxes and betrayed Leonidas and the Greeks. And that led to the downfall because of his betrayal. If that betrayal didn't happen, I'm sure Leonidas and the 300 would have caused more damage, in my opinion. And once, unfortunately, they perished, and one was ordered to leave, I'm not going to say which one, and was sent with a simple message: remember us. And made his case to the council. And before he went to the council, the queen also mentioned the same thing, but in the city instead. And since awareness that corruption could end their civilization as they know it. And that traitor was in the Colosseum or auditorium as well. So once that traitor was found and killed, and found out he was a traitor, that's when the council approved the 10,000 Spartans and free Greeks. I forgot how many of those, 30,000, I think, free Greeks, if I remember correctly, were led into battle by his friend of the original 300, and that's where it ended. If this film teaches us anything, freedom comes at a cost, and sometimes our lives have to be taken so people in power can do the right thing. And that the truth and justice be done the right way. That's just how I look at it. as a history person myself, of course, it wasn't all history, but it was a good film. And it was, of course, based on the comics by Frank Miller. So, all in all, this film was fantastic. I loved it. The actors killed it. The effects were fantastic. The battle scenes were beyond phenomenal. The storyline was fantastic. Nothing wrong about this film that much. Of course, this isn't for kids for obvious reasons. But if you've seen the film, you know what I'm talking about. Why it isn't for kids. If you haven't seen it, I'm giving you a warning now. It's not for kids. So, that's all I gotta say about that. And of course, thank you for your love and support, for supporting this channel, supporting me, and giving me the inspiration to do this in the first place. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I'll do my best to post videos when I can. Now I've been lacking, but I'll try to improve on that. My channel is at History Above 2.0. You can't miss it. Please hit the notification bell down below so you can see the video drop first. Please hit the like button, comment down below, share, all the good stuff. And if you have friends that like good films to watch, or never heard of these films that I'm speaking of, send them my way and see what they think. And if you like it, please subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it and reach my goal to 100 subscribers. That's all I gotta say. So thank you again. May God bless you all. And I will post another video later today. Stay safe, and may God bless you all.